The jury in the George Zimmerman murder trial is expected to learn today that Trayvon Martin had marijuana in his system when he was shot. The judge ruled yesterday that defense lawyers could introduce the toxicology report. But the main focus of the testimony is the 911 call where someone can be heard screaming for help. The lead investigator and Martin's father offered different versions of the father's reaction to hearing that call.
I inquired as if that was, in fact, his son yelling for help.
And what was his response?
He looked away and under his breath, as I interpreted, said no.
I think the chairs had wheels on them, and I kind of pushed away from the table and just kind of shook my head and said, I can't tell.
CBS News legal analyst Jack Ford is with us. Jack, good morning.
Morning, Nora.
Okay, a lot of confusion about whose voice is on this 911 call. We have different accounts. Why does it matter?
It matters because the core of this case is who started the fight. Right? Prosecution wins if the jury says George Zimmerman started the fight, because he can't then rely on Florida's law and say, okay, I'm losing this fight, I'm going to pull my gun and blow you away. The defense wins if the jury says, all right, Trayvon Martin started this fight and George Zimmerman has a reasonable fear for his own safety. He's protected by that. So the idea is, the theory is, whoever is yelling for help probably didn't start the fight. That's why it's become so critical.
Jack, we've been following this case for a while now. You've been here a bunch. I just keep getting more confused. What is that telling me about this case?
In some ways, what it's telling you is that's what the defense wants to do. Right. You know, prosecution to win this case has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that George Zimmerman took the life of Trayvon Martin with, words of the statute, ill will or hatred. The defense can win two ways. One is convince the jurors, yes, indeed, self-defense comes into play here. He is not guilty. Second way they can win is if the jury says, you know what? We just don't know what happened here. Right. Because if they can't figure it out, then they can't conclude that the prosecution proved it beyond a reasonable doubt. So confusion is the defense's friend during the course of this trial.
And now the judge has ruled that these toxicology reports can be made public to the jury, that Trayvon Martin had marijuana in his system.
Interesting here. Most people would be surprised to know that everything about a person's background, either a victim or a defendant, is not automatically admissible. Here, the judge has agreed with the defense, where the defense said, look, we're not trying to trash Trayvon Martin, but we're trying to explain what his conduct was like and why George Zimmerman was attracted to him. And the defense prevailed here. The judge will tell the jurors, look, you'll hear that he had marijuana in his system. You can use that for whatever you choose, or you can ignore it if you want, but at least they will hear it at this point.
All right, Jack Ford, thank you.
I know.